This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? Like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C-Note podcast. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito,
what up, though?
I can't call it.
The NBA is back. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If this your first time tuning in, salute to you. Do us a favor. Please hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment. If you agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct us on something, or if you just want to call us an Uber, let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C-Note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. Funniest thing I've seen all weekend has to be the OG Kenyon Martin on Gilbert Arenas' podcast. And he was getting a little crazy. I think he may have been a little intoxicated, may have needed an Uber. But he had this to say.
Is Luka the best player on this team? Production-wise. I didn't ask you that. Enough said. But in the MVP, he's the fourth best player in the NBA compared to the bullshit list from the other day. He in the MVP conversation, and in my opinion, I don't think he's the best player on this basketball team. But that's for another. Never mind. Move on. Just sip my tea.
So who's the best player on the Mavs if Luka's not?
Hey, I know one. Put it like this. You know, when people be talking about one-on-one, I know if you ask Dinwiddie who's the best one-on-one player there, I guarantee it won't be who they think it is. Won't be Luka.
You know what I'm saying? Guarantee you line them up, let them play ones.
Oh, he couldn't be. Dinwiddie said, "Oh, he got mopped every time."
Yeah, every time, dog. And you line him up against Kyrie, it'll be listen. He might don't touch the ball. If you give Kyrie the ball first, Luka won't touch the ball.
11-0?
Hey.
Luka can't guard this goddamn camera stand.
Hey, no, but that's just it. When they say, where y'all ring Dinwiddie?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Be him.
That's all I'm saying.
That's that value. That's that value.
Is Luka good? Absolutely. Good for his team.
Is different.
Yeah, and that's the thing with real basketball people. Mm-hmm. If your numbers don't equate to something, they just numbers.
My whole thing is just because you're a good one-on-one player doesn't mean you're a better basketball player. Out of all people, Kenyon Martin should know that. I don't know if it's just hate towards Luka or nothing. And again, I don't agree with where they had Kyrie Irving, ESPN on the rankings. But Kyrie Irving ain't better than Luka Doncic. You got to relax with all of that. I'm keeping it a C-Note. What's your thoughts on it, though, Vito?
I agree with some of what you said. The NBA is not a one-on-one game.
Right.
Because I seen Dinwiddie say he never lost one-on-one except for the KD.
Right.
And he's named some big names.
Right.
But that don't mean shit. My thing is, when they say he's better than Luka, he's better in aspects of the game than Luka. Overall, he's not better.
Right.
Because Luka can rebound.
Right.
Post up. Kyrie can shoot from the post, but he's not really moving nobody.
Right. Yeah, but I didn't like how Kenyon Martin almost tried to make it seem like Luka plays no D, which he doesn't. But like Kyrie is a defensive board. Like they both 0-0 on that rate, and they both right there.
No, I can see Kyrie. And this goes to Steph too, because a lot of people say Steph they play defense in spot.
Yeah, I mean that's everybody. I think in the NBA, there's nobody in the
NBA.
Are you saying James don't ever play D?
You don't see all the videos when he just let the baseline back door and he act like he looking in the crowd.
But listen, because this is public knowledge. So when Kenyon Martin is saying that, my question to Kenyon Martin would be, is Michael Beasley better than LeBron James? Because they said Michael Beasley beat LeBron James every after every practice, after every game. And so does that mean that if y'all just looking at one-on-one stuff?
And that's what I'm saying. That goes back to he's a better in the aspect than LeBron James. He's a better, in my opinion, like a lot of guys might say I'm crazy, but a lot of guys don't know nothing about Michael Beasley.
Right.
Offensively, like in certain aspects, like that one dribble pull up mid range,
right,
or spin to the basket under, like he got that all day because he's the scorer. He can score.
Right.
But overall, LeBron's a better player.
Right. I agree with you. But it's just shocking though, because again, Kenyon Martin from the old school, and not even his opinion, but just that he based it just off of offense. And he's a defensive guy, so that kind of shocking.
Both of them dudes are all offense.
Yeah, but they are both. But what I'm saying is, when you look at it, at who really does more, who's actually made guys a little. None of them make guys better, but Luka is more manageable. I mean, he's taking the team further with nobodies.
Yeah, and I feel like Kyrie took away more. Like that Boston team.
Yeah,
they made the playoffs the year he got hurt. When he came back, they was trash.
Yeah, everybody. That's what I'm saying. All right, let me ask you this: Andre Iguodala has called it quits. He's retired. There's a lot of talk about Iggy. He's got rings. He was a part of the Golden State Warriors dynasty. Is Andre Iguodala a Hall of Famer? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
Now, the question is he? No. Will he? Most likely, I think he would. Just I see how they put guys in. But in my opinion, he's not. Personally, if it's Hall of Fame, you have to be held to a certain standard in my book. Like, you can't put just anybody in because they got rings, like guys like Kerr and Horry, and Derek Fisher.
But Horry not in there, is he?
No, I'm just saying, guys like that, I'm just using them as an example. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, his Iguodala career stats are 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists.
Right.
He got 1 All-Star game.
Right.
He was in 4 championships.
Right.
Rookie of the year.
Right.
Well, all-rookie
team. Right.
2-time all-defense.
Right.
And the finals MVP, which I don't really believe he should have got.
Right, but that's what I was going to ask you. Is the finals MVP was going to put him over the top?
It got to be. And I don't think he deserves it. If you look at Steph numbers, Steph should have won that shit.
All right, now I'm going to ask y'all this. Shout out to Bobby Orry. We don't be picking on Bobby Orry. I actually think people should give more credit to Robert Horry. But if you got to put one in the Hall of Fame right now, Robert Horry, Andre Iguodala, who you taking?
Iguodala.
Well, I told you. I'm trying to... Hey, Bob.
Because Iguodala actually led teams. Robert Horry never led a team. Iguodala had his own team before.
Yeah.
And even though I say Steph deserved the MVP, Iggy played a big part in that championship. Horry in the championships, he just was a piece.
No, man.
He a one shot at the end of the game.
That's a big shot.
That is a big shot.
You take away them shots, you take away them rings.
Let's not forget, Iggy hit a big shot in the corner.
Not more than Bob.
Not more than Bob. But obviously he done more than Bob in the championship because he got an MVP.
Yeah, now that's what I think would make people put him over. But again, people, Robert Horry, Andre Iguodala, you got one spot for the Hall of Fame. Which one of those two are you putting in? Keep it a C note and pause on that too.
Man, think about it. Iggy your best player. Or he would too in the earliest career.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the NBA is back. We got new faces and new places. Well, pardon me. We got faces in new places, right? So let me ask you this. We got Deandre Ayton. He was a former number 1 pick. He was basically shunned, exiled from the Phoenix Suns. They've been trying to get rid of him for years. He's now with the Portland Trail Blazers. You got Jordan Poole. Just played on the Golden State Warriors. He had a situation with Draymond Green. They decided to get rid of Jordan Poole. Even though he contributed in that last championship, Who needs to have a better season this year after being exiled from their team? DeAndre Ayton or Jordan Poole? Keep it a C note.
I'm gonna say 8
Say 8 and why?
because Jordan Poole's going to a team pretty much where it's just him.
Right.
You know, and DeAndre and Jordan Poole's. I don't even know what pick he was, but he damn sure wasn't the number 1 pick.
Right.
So that's why I'm going with 8.
I agree with you. DeAndre Ayton, that title of bust is creeping up on you.
I don't think he's a bust though.
Yeah, but I
he gets some
mean,
good numbers.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, sometimes people look at the number 1 draft pick and look at their numbers, and sometimes people look at the number 1 draft pick and who got picked after them, and being as though that was the draft with Luka, Trae Young, and all of them.
But you can't look at that because teams and schemes, all that shit make a difference. Like, if you go to the wrong team, that could stunt your growth.
Yeah, but I'm saying we're talking about DeAndre Ayton. This kid was number 1 high school kid. Like, he's been a prospect that's been on the watch for years, and not just that. He was already came into the NBA staying when Arizona lost that 1 year he played, and they lost like in the first round. You know what I mean? So he was already stayed. I think he definitely needs to redeem himself. How about more likely to make the NBA Finals? The Phoenix Suns, they added Bradley Beal. Or you got a team like Milwaukee Bucks, they just added Damian Lillard. Who's more likely to make the NBA Finals? The Bucks? Why you say the Bucks? What's the reason?
I feel like that team fit better.
Okay.
Because with Phoenix, you just throwing a bunch of big names together.
Right.
And that's not always a plus. Because Booker and Bill are the same player.
Yes.
KD is, you might as well say the same player too. He just
taller. Yeah.
Like Dame fit that team. And Middleton, he don't have no problem with taking the back seat.
Right.
And that's going to make Giannis, like, imagine what Giannis was doing all these years just coming down the lane. And now that the fact that you got 2 snipers out there, like,
and cheers, we 2 for 2 on that one. And on top of that, Milwaukee has already the same team in place. They just add and really Dame. So all the guys know their role. Lopez know his role. Portis know his role. So I agree.
Didn't they get the other Lopez brother too?
Yeah, they got both Lopez brothers. So I agree with that. All right. Last year, the Mavericks, they finished 38-44, 11th place in the Western Conference. OKC played in a play-in game. They finished 40-42. They didn't make the playoffs, though. They finished 10th. Which team is more likely to make the playoffs this year? Keep it a C note. Dallas Mavericks, OKC. Who you got?
I'm going to say OKC because they did all that without Chet.
We 3 for 3 on that one. I'm going OKC. I believe they should make the playoffs, barring an injury.
Yeah.
Barring an injury, they should make the playoffs. Your boy, Ja Morant, suspended the first 25 games of the season. I don't know if Memphis is going to struggle during them 25 games, but being as though they're going to miss Ja Morant for the first 25 games, let's call it right now. Are the Grizzlies a playoff team? Yes, no, keep it a C note.
Yeah.
You think so? Still a playoff team? They've added Marcus Smart. They added Derrick Rose.
I think they're still a playoff team because I seen them be the number 2 seed with all young players. What was that? Not last year before.
Yeah. But they don't got Dylan and all of them no more. Dylan Brooks, even though I know people going to say he wasn't a factor. But
he was a factor.
Yeah, he was a factor.
But Marcus Smart is better than him to me.
Yeah, true. True that. I don't think they're a playoff team, though.
I do. Who's going to take their place, though?
Who would take their place? Probably a team like OKC.
Yeah. Possibly.
I don't think they're a playoff team because you're right. They have pulled stuff off in the middle of the season, but starting fresh without Ja, this the first time. So that means somebody got to come right in and be bull.
See, the only thing is some players start off slow in the beginning, and some players aren't in shape. They work their way into shape.
Yeah.
Now, if that's the case for them, then they might not make it. But they had a pretty good winning record without Ja. So
Right.
it's a short time. I'm sure a whole season without Ja, they might not be right.
Right.
But a couple games, I think.
Yeah,
they
but
pull it off.
that's what I'm trying to get at, though. When usually they don't got Ja, they already in the middle of their flow. Like, we've had Ja, we all know our roles. We know when Ja go out the game, he got to step up, he got to do this. There's a difference from having that flow at the beginning and then losing somebody from you not starting them. Because now from the gun bust, everybody rolls Shane.
Yeah.
So if Jaren Jackson, he got to come in right now from the gun bust, look to average 25, 28 points.
And I don't know if he that player.
Yeah, me neither.
And who's their backup point guard? Because they lost the ball that came from Minnesota. What's the last name played for Duke? Jones. Jones.
Yeah. They lost Jones. Derrick Rose is one of their point guards. I don't know
if he's gonna start. Rose still good.
No, I don't know I'm trying to think of who the backup point guard is. I don't know, but I don't got them as a playoff team. I'm sorry. No cap. Call them a Uber. The Sacramento Kings, they won the Pacific Division last year. I'm saying the Kings will win the division again, barring injury. Is that
division?
The Lakers, the Warriors, the Clippers.
No, they're not winning.
So you calling me a Uber?
Yeah.
Why you say that? Who's gonna dethrone them?
Hold on, it's the Lakers, the Clippers, Warriors, Sacramento. Is it 5-4 or 5-6?
It might be 5 teams in there.
What we missing?
We missing Golden. We got both LA teams. Yeah, that's it, ain't it? Golden State, LA teams, Sacramento. Call us an Uber. It's somebody missing from out the West. I don't know. We'll look it up. It'll be on the screen.
Yeah, but I feel like the Lakers got way better. I feel like Golden State is always in the mix. If the Clippers could be healthy, they're going to be a problem.
Right.
So that's up for grabs in that division. But I don't think it's going to be them.
I think the Kings win that division again because they got out of all them teams that's in that division, they got the youngest core of guys. All them other guys they may miss time. You say it every time from the gun bust. Anytime you mention the Clippers is if they can stay healthy.
True.
We already know with the Lakers, LeBron and them is going to miss games. And with Golden State, we already know Chris Paul is going to miss games. You got to pencil that in because he missed games every year. I think the Kings, that young team, I got them winning that division again.
Oh, Phoenix in that division too. They definitely win that division this year.
Phoenix, oh yeah, they're another one. Kevin Durant stays hurt. Bradley Beal stays hurt. I got the Kings winning that division again.
True.
You know what I mean? We heading into a new season. We know every year or for years guys have been hyped up. So give me one player coming into the NBA season. It should be on the clock. Like, buddy, we done gave you enough time. You got to do something or it's time to move on.
I can give you 2.
Who's that?
Zion and Ayton.
Okay.
Zion, because he been on the league 3 years, and 2 of the years he was hurt.
Right.
The 1 year he did play, he did get busy, but he even missed the little run they had last year. And Ayton, because like Zion was the number 1 pick. Now, Ayton kind of caught a raw deal with the first team he went with because he wasn't really getting that to get his shine like he should have.
Right.
Because he's playing with a bunch of shooters. So we're going to see what he's going to do this year. And we're going to see what Zion will do. But I definitely think it's them 2.
Okay, shout out to the NBA season starting back up. It got me and Vito thinking alike, sort of, kind of, for the first time in a while. I'm going Zion, too. And the reason why I'm going Zion is the Pelicans have been one step away for the last 2 years since they traded for C.J. McCollum. C.J. McCollum, Brandon Ingram, they've got the perfect team in place. The one slot that's hurting them is Zion. Zion is always hurt. He's not in shape, and he's been hurt 2 years in the play-in around that time. And my thing is, not just is he hurting them but not being there, but that's a slot that could be producing on the court. So I think This is the year New Orleans really got to look. If Zion can't get what they, because they got a nice little young core.
They missing one thing.
They what?
They missing a 2-guard that can flat out shoot because CJ ball dominant, BI ball dominant, Zion it got to depend on the guard.
Right.
And for Valanciunas, he tough. I like
right.
That.
Right.
I think they need to.
But that's what I'm saying. Zion is holding a spot where he's holding everything back because when he's hurt, you're not getting nothing from that spot. That's somebody that if he's not going to be there, you need to trade him so you could get that 2-guard you're talking about or anybody else because right now it ain't working for Zion Williamson. Let's talk. Since we talking about trades, one trade. They could change the whole landscape of the NBA. We haven't really had a change in the landscape, since Kevin Durant went to Golden State?
Yeah.
Give me one trade they can do that, Vito.
Well, right now, I think, since we're talking about teams being one player away, I think the Thunder are one player away, and I think that one player would be Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah, because Jimmy Butler, you don't really need players ran for him. But he still can give you 50. And you see, playoff Jimmy can get real.
Right.
And on top of that, he can D up. He can score. He can lead the team. He can pump the team up to show them how to win. And they got to think about it. They got Shea. They got Chet back.
Right.
They got that boy Lou Dort, who 3-and-D.
Yeah.
They got another 3-and-D boy coming to the bench. The light-skinned boy, I forget his name. But he used to have a shag. And they got some. I'm not too sold on that. What's the new boy they got? Young boy, Jalen something?
Williams?
Yeah, I'm not sold on him yet. I got to see more of him. But they got some nice pieces. And I seen something next year. They got like 37 picks.
Yeah, they got a whole bunch of picks. Shout out to Vito, because I told you, Vito, okay, I'm with you on the OKC thing. They do need one player. They got enough assets and enough draft picks. I've said it before on a previous episode. If OKC could get Joel Embiid over there with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, I think that for the next couple of years, OKC would be a problem. Because they have so many good players that they'll still have something. And most of them kids is on rookie contracts, so you'll still have money to go get players.
Yeah.
But anything with Joel Embiid, because to me personally, another team, Minnesota. If Minnesota can find one other team where you get rid of Karl Anthony Towns to the Sixers, you trade Gobert somewhere, and you bring Joel Embiid over there with Anthony Edwards, the league may be in trouble with that one too. And lastly, Joel Embiid for Chris Paul and whoever else. If you put Joel Embiid on Golden State, Steph may get another 1 or 2 titles. Yeah. He may leave tied with Mike. Mm-hmm. So them all my trades. More realistic trade, I think, would be like somebody like DeMar DeRozan going to Sacramento, because I think the Kings are missing one last scorer too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what
Harrison Barnes don't be showing up.
Yeah, and he just got new contract too. Harrison Barnes. Yeah, Harrison Barnes got a new contract.
NBA money is crazy.
Yeah. We already agreed, but let's do it again because we've said it already. Rookie of the year this year is who?
Gotta be Wemby.
Oh, you saying Wemby now?
I'm saying it gotta be Wemby. I'm saying it gotta be Wemby, but I think it could be Scoot.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay, I'm going Chet. I think Chet wins Rookie of the Year.
I wasn't even thinking about Chet because this ain't his first year.
Yeah, that's why I said we already agreed, because a couple episodes ago, me and you both was like Chet better,
yeah.
So I thought you was on the agreement.
But I'm not thinking Chet because I don't agree with that shit if this your second year. At the end of the day, you were still an NBA player. Like some people say, like the shit happened with Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons.
Right.
Okay, Ben didn't play no games, but he still got NBA conditioning, NBA workouts, all that NBA shit. He still got drafted that year. If I go to a job and I'm off due to injury, when they say how much experience you got, I'm still counting that year I was the fuck off.
Right.
So I don't feel like if you miss a year, you're not a rookie to me.
Okay, so let me ask you this though. Speaking of when you was just saying about Ben Simmons and them, last year, because there's a lot of hype. Ben Simmons with the preseason stuff, and he's back. You know what I mean? Let's look at this, though. The Nets, they were the 6th seed last season, 45-37. They made the playoffs. Will they be a playoff team this season? Keep it a C-note.
I'm going to go, yeah. Because I think if Ben Simmons played like he played, he can't do nothing but help. He's not going to hurt him. Because if he could come back to the old Ben Simmons, he could still play D. And he could still get you about 10 to 15 points just running the lane, transition.
I don't think they're a playoff team. I say that respectfully. Mikal Bridges balled out. I'm not saying that he can't average
do the whole season.
Yeah, I'm not saying that he can, but I think he might have took the league by surprise last year when he went on them 9-10 games where he was averaging like 28 points. I don't know.
Who else in the East?
Well, you got teams like Chicago that didn't make the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I mean. I just don't think they're a playoff team.
I think they're gonna make it. Just on being scrappy and just pulling shit out in the end. Some just out hustling niggas.
Okay. How about who wins MVP?
Gotta go Giannis, man. That Dame just opened the whole floor up for him, man. Remember that year when they lost to Kawhi and them when they said they built the wall? You can't build no wall no more.
Right. Hey, listen, Vito. Shout out to you today, Vito. You on point, man. I've schooled you well, my son, man. I'm going Giannis as
this
well,
ball definitely
man.
need an Uber,
Man, I agree with you. I'm going Giannis. For all the things you just said, like how are you gonna defend him? Like, how you gonna defend Dame? Well, let me ask you, if you're the defense now, what do? Do you let Dame shoot them long distance, long, or do you let Giannis roam to the paint? What is your strategy?
I'm going to have to, even though I say Larry Brown is overrated as a top coach, he's a good coach, but I don't think he's the best coach. But I'm going to have to go man to man and try to stop the others.
Okay.
Like, you're not going to stop Giannis and them because you can't let Dame shoot them Jones because if he get hot, you know he good for 60.
Right.
You can't stop Giannis no matter what you do, so you got to stop all them other guys.
Me personally, I'm playing the odds. They say that the easiest basket is as close as you are to the basket.
True.
So I'm going to try to still take away the lane for Giannis, and Dame, you just going to have to kill us. In certain games, you might give us 60 certain games, but certain games you may be off. But I think that's the only strategy. You can't let Giannis just lay the ball up for 50 points. He give you 50 off picker. You can't do that.
But
man.
he was giving you 50 before Dame.
Yeah, I know. So now what I'm saying, with that pick and roll, you got to choose your poison.
And they added a shooter, added Malik Beasley.
Yeah. Shout out to them, Let me ask you this, though.
And they added Campaign. That's a good guard off the bench.
Oh, yeah, they loaded. But since they so loaded and we looking at the teams, give me your finals prediction. Who will play in the finals this season? Keep it a C-note.
I'm going to go Bucks Nuggets.
You going Bucks Nuggets. Shout out to that, Vito. We was almost there again, too. Listen. I'm going Nuggets and Boston. I think this year, for some reason, I think what will separate them two teams is that most of the Boston team have already been there for the last couple years, so they got a little bit more. Well, you can say that with Milwaukee team, too. But I don't know. I think Boston will go to the championship, and Denver will play them.
One thing I can say about Boston, people don't sleep on that Porzingis move.
Yeah, I know
that's a big move.
That's a major move.
And Drew Holiday. Yeah,
and Drew Holiday is the reason why I'm saying it.
But see, my thing, who gonna be the starting center?
Probably Porzingis.
2 to 4.
I don't know how they gonna run their lineup. They probably gonna have Tatum at the 4.
I know another motherfuckers be sleeping on that. Horford is a solid role player.
Yeah.
He can hit that open 3.
They'd be crazy if they try to play them both at the same time, though, Porzingis and Horford.
Nah. Well, you can, because Porzingis can run the floor.
Yeah, but on defense, them niggas might be getting blown by.
But Porzingis got to play off because he can block shots down low, but he just can't chase nobody around.
But I like Boston. But let me ask you this: what's the reason for you picking Denver to go again?
Cause they just solid. Their team is solid, and like I said, the Lakers are a lot better. But that's a new team, so
Right.
ain't no telling how long it's gonna take them to get their shit together. You can't count on Anthony Davis to stay healthy.
Right.
Who else? Golden State. You don't know. Golden State is one year they the shit. The next year they good.
Right.
They playoff bound. Who else? I don't think Phoenix is gonna like the same thing with Miami with LeBron and went there. I knew they was gonna win eventually, but not the first year.
Right.
So Phoenix possibly going, but I don't think it's gonna be this year.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I just think that Denver core players have been the same for the last couple years. I think nobody can really match up with their team.
Now is Murray their point guard or the two?
He under their point guard.
Well, who starts beside him at the other guard now?
I don't know, because Bruce Brown wasn't starting. I know Porter. They got Gordon, Porter. I don't know who they other starter. It wasn't It was somebody like a Beasley type nigga, wasn't it? But they ain't had Beasley last year. The Lakers ended up having him. I don't know who they.
Let me check.
That's a good question.
Caldwell Pope. Oh yeah, they
Kentavious.
Yeah.
Man, he started though?
Yeah.
Oh,
he was actually playing good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he do play good.
I didn't like him when he was the Lakers, but I like him a lot over here. Because he could shoot and he could play D.
Yeah. And they use him different.
Yeah.
It's all about how a team use you. But we was just talking trades that would change the landscape. We know the trade deadline is coming up in the NFL. Is there any trade, Vito, that you can see happening in the NFL that could change the landscape of the NFL?
I don't see it happening, but if it did, T.J. Watt to Miami Dolphins. Miami Dolphins, the offense is crazy. That's all they really lacking is the defense. And if you got T.J. Watt coming off the edge for them, you see what T.J. Watt basically is winning games with Steelers. So imagine what he can do with them.
Hey, listen, the NBA is the greatest sport in the world. And it can bring people together. It can even make people think alike, even people that went left for years. And no matter how much you've tried, they just wouldn't see the light. Sometimes the NBA makes you see the light. Shout out to that, because T.J. Watt would be my guy now. Unrealistic trade, T.J. Watt to the Rams. I'm putting him on the Rams. Let him play with Aaron Donald for his last 2 seasons. Aaron's like pause. You know what I mean? But a more realistic trade, and I know the kid has been hurt a lot, but he still was a high draft pick. If I'm Detroit Lions, I'm trading for Chase Young. Put him on the other side of Ayton Hutchinson. That defense already mean.
What about Myles Garrett? Because I've never seen nobody manhandle Trent Williams like he just did in the last game. I seen the play where he grabbed him and threw his ass to the line. Never seen that happen.
Yeah, Myles Garrett too. To me, I got Myles Garrett as the best edge rusher, but the only reason why I said
I think Watt is the best.
The reason why I said T.J. Watt though is because he got like that extra energy. Like some edge rushers, if they not hitting the quarterback, they quit on the play and all that. Like T.J. Watt is with the running and all that. Like he's meeting the running backs in the backfield. He's running end arounds down and all that. Like he got hustle.
If I go top edge rushers, I'm going Watt, Garrett, Bosa, Crosby, then probably Micah.
Nah, I got Garrett at 1, T.J. Watt at 2. The rest you could just figure it out on your you can figure it out on your own. But again, Myles Garrett, like the last 5-6 years, he's the only edge rusher with 10+ sacks every year. You know what I mean? So to me, that's huge because that means it's consistent. He's always available too.
And he's the only reason why they're the number 1 defense. Because you take him off them, they ain't the number 1 defense.
Right. So yeah, shout out to that. You got anything else, Vito, before we wrap this up?
I got a question.
Okay.
Now, I seen you put up your your top 5 teams in the NFL. Why? I remember you saying Detroit was one because they were most consistent. Is that your only reason?
No, and they were more consistent. You talking about for week 7. Going into week 7, I felt Detroit Lions was more consistent. They were more consistent. They got a top defense. They got a top quarterback right now. And it's just balanced. One week they're almost like y'all, but I think they're a little bit more explosive on offense.
They are.
They can beat you. When I mean like y'all, they can beat you running or throwing. This week they can run for 200 yards. Next week they can throw for 400 yards. You know what I mean? So I just feel the balance. They played the more consistent football to me at that point in time. That's why I had them.
Now that you cleared it up, I feel what you're saying. Yeah, 'cause they definitely good.
Right.
I fuck with. I like what they got going on.
Yeah.
Now and this is what I want to touch on. Like I've seen Paul Pierce and KG talk about it, and a couple of people, even Gilbert Arenas, like with the GOAT debate. Now most of them had Mike as the GOAT.
Right.
And once LeBron passed, Kareem in scoring, they said, well, LeBron got to be the GOAT. Now, to all the people who had LeBron as the GOAT before that, this don't got nothing to do with you.
Right.
But for the people who got LeBron as the GOAT after he got the scoring title, this is who I'm talking. Now, if him being the scoring champion put him over the top for you, my question to all those people is, how does that make him the GOAT all of a sudden when Kareem held the scoring title for years, 40 years damn near.
Right.
And he got all the accolades, all the champions and all that shit. And before that, he was never even considered the GOAT. It was always Mike.
Right.
So how all of a sudden, just because LeBron got it, that makes him the GOAT. That puts him over the top. That's just my question to them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I just think because you have the older people, I just think I think you grow with the players, me personally. And that's why I think so many people took offense to when me and John was saying dudes like Bron and them wasn't top 10 players no more. Like, because at the end of the day, you done seen this player grow from a kid and you looking like, oh, this new dude ain't better than him. He just came into the league. So I think it just be based off of dudes being real fans of these people, and they feel a close bond to these guys, so they gotta put them on. Or and with the people that when he just broke the record, they bandwagon people.
Yeah, it got to be.
A lot of them dudes be bandwagon.
I can understand
people.
the young guys, but the guys from our era, I don't understand how they would put that ball, because if it's about wins, if it's about championships, it got to be Bill.
Right.
If it's about rings, Bill, like I said, if it's about stats, you can put a couple guys up there.
Right.
But my thing is, me personally, I base it off of game.
Right.
If you take away all the stats, if you walk into a playground right now, you don't know what the score is or who got what, but you can see within the first 5 minutes who the best player is on the court.
Yeah, that's a fact. Not only can you tell who's the best player, but you can tell the dudes that's like want to live in that moment, like especially when the game is close. That's another reason why I don't like people teaming up on teams, because if a dude ain't built like that, but he playing on a team with 2 other dudes, you can hide that. You won't know that for years until he's on a team by himself that he ain't built like that. But yeah, so and the last thing about the LeBron thing with him being the greatest and all, you also gotta look at it from our era. Like me and you, we more open-minded. But it's a lot of dudes from our era, and I say me and you open-minded because you can relate to this more than I can. But it's a lot of dudes from our era that's gonna put LeBron over Mike, because they're still heartbroken that Mike was destroying their teams back then.
I'm one of them.
That's why I said you're more open-minded, but you're a Knicks fan, so you know firsthand. Just imagine how many Knicks fans ain't over that. They still hate Mike to this day. You know what I mean? Or just imagine diehard Detroit Pistons fan.
Listen, when I look at it like this, not only do I say not to go Kobe's over him for me, but I don't even feel like, I think we talked about this before. I don't even feel like LeBron. Now, mind you, this is no hate LeBron. We just keeping it a C note.
Right.
That's what we're here for. I don't even feel like LeBron is the best player at his position all the time.
Yeah.
Player for player, Larry Bird's a better player than him.
Facts. I agree with that. Yeah, I'm like I said though, they grew up with this kid. A lot of people from this era grew up with this kid, LeBron James. So it's only right you're gonna put him over. And I've recently come into contact with diehard KD fans like that. I didn't know they was out there like that.
No, I didn't either.
You know what I mean? Like, I've run into KD fans, this diehard KD fans. Like,
but see, that's the thing. In the era, think about in the Jordan era, it wasn't no debate. It was Jordan.
Right.
The Kobe era, it was Kobe.
Right.
In the LeBron era, you have another team that has a dynasty. The Golden State Warriors.
Right.
Arguably, it could be KD. Arguably, it could be Steph.
Right.
Even though LeBron did have his run when he was the best, in my opinion, he had some years when he was the best player.
Right.
But on his watch, you do have another dynasty.
Okay, so let me ask you this before we wrap up, right? Because I hear what you're saying about on his run, right? But on his run, if we looking at other NBA players' runs, let's say their first 10 years, when you're looking at LeBron's Jones, it gets altered because at a certain point in time, he start playing with other superstar players. So to me, it's kind of like a smoke screen. Because of course, if anybody that's putting up the numbers that he was putting up, even if it's 27, 28, whatever LeBron was putting up with Miami, anybody that's in that situation is a star player and is winning a bunch of games, you're going to say, oh, that was their prime. They was the best player in the league then. But we really don't know that because for them couple years because everybody says the prime hit, the best LeBron was Miami. But how do we really?
I don't think so. I think the best LeBron was Cleveland.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of the fans, when we ask a lot of the fans, they say Miami Heat LeBron. And my thing to those people to say that is, how can you say that when you got to worry about two other guys on the court now, which makes it easier for Bron? You know what I mean? So I would agree. I think, because I always say it, that first championship he took Cleveland to, greatest.
I'm not talking about the second round. I'm talking about his first time in Cleveland.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what you're
His greatest run was getting swept in that finals by the Spurs. That was his greatest, to me. His best season from front to finish, like everything he did in that season. Because even though he ran into a couple teams that was hurt in the playoffs, he still proved he can elevate.
That game in the playoffs, he played against Detroit, where he scored 29 straight points.
Yeah.
He was dog.
That's why I say I think that's the best LeBron. That's his peak LeBron. Everybody says Miami, but...
And another thing, when it comes to this debate, people, when they compare the team, a lot of people say, oh, LeBron ain't played with nobody. Go look at his first. We're not even going to go to when he first won his first title because we know we had waiting on.
Right.
Look at his first team, his first year. Ricky Davis, Darius Miles, Ilgauskas was an all-star. You got DeJuan Wagner. You had Drew Gooden. So you young niggas, y'all probably don't know about them, but them are all good players.
Right.
And then you got LeBron. Look at Michael Jordan's first championship roster.
Shit.
I guarantee the average niggas don't even know.
Shit, and I think you left Boozer off.
Yeah, exactly.
Boozer
exactly.
Too.
Another all-star. You go look at Michael Jordan's first year championship run. Like, for some reason in media, they always talk about the championship run when he had Rodman.
Right.
They forget about the run he had with guys like
Horace Grant and all that.
Randy, what was his name? Randy Livingston. B.J. Armstrong was a starting point guard. Come on, man.
Judd Bushler.
Come on, man. You can't even name these guys.
Yeah, that was the first one was Will Perdue and all that, man.
Now mind you, and Bill Cartwright in his day, he was good.
But
But
that was
he
a
had an old Bill Cartwright.
Bill Cartwright. Yeah, shout out to that. I agree with you on that one, Vito. You got anything else?
No, that's it.
The NBA season is here, people. Leave in the comments, though, who you got winning the NBA Finals, who you got as Rookie of the Year, and who you got as MVP. And whatever else we talked about on the show that you want to comment on, let us know in the comments. We definitely, again, appreciate y'all for tuning in. This your first time tuning in. Salute to you. Please make sure you hit the sub button, like button, and the bell so you can stay notified when we drop new content. Don't be afraid to leave a comment if you agree with something, disagree with something, want to correct us on something, or if you just want to call us an Uber. Let us know in the comments. Just make sure you keep it a C-note. And make sure you share this video with someone that likes to talk sports and entertainment just like you so that we can all talk that talk together. As always, I am your boy Brown. To the left of me, we got
Vito.
Please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell everybody. Keep it a C-note. We'll holler at y'all. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, da, da,